Hi class, welcome to Thanksgiving break. No, week 14 does not start until next Monday, but it's a busy week, and so I want to make sure that you are on track, and if you want to begin a little of your work this week, that you are prepared to do so. So let's go into week 14. Couple things about this week. You have two chapters this week. They are slightly shortened, and so they're not quite as short as vitamin and mineral, but I want to keep you aware of that because it means the front of your week is a little bit busy. And so this might be another reason why you may want to start your work a little bit early. Just like always, you have an activity associated with these two chapters. And these chapters are really fun too because they're really about learning how to feed children. Keeping in mind that everything we've learned this semester is really about, well, how do we actually put lifestyle change into practice? How do we actually feed our families well? For all you parents out there, how do you lead by example, right? You are the number one person in a child's life. So how do you demonstrate to them what's right and what's wrong and what's the next best choice when it comes to food? And so that's really what chapter 16 and chapter 17 focus on. I also have a nutrition class here. Now this is learning how to cook for children, which a lot of parents find very frustrating. I've been very frustrated, and I am actually a good cook. And learning how to prep food for children that children will enjoy, and dealing with different tastes and trends and food jags that children go through. And so this is a free class. This is totally has nothing to do with our class. It is not required. I've actually had quite a few parents take this course and have really, really enjoyed it. And so just a food for thought if you're trying to figure out how do you do this differently in your own home and so on. So let's talk about your diet analysis project. So as always, we're going to cruise up here to signature assignments. Okay, so now you're working on that second step of your plan of action. Just like with step 1B, where you wrote a formal paper, you are writing a formal paper this time as well. So a couple things that I've seen through all of my classes. Please don't use quotes. You need to learn how to cite by putting words into your own language and making sure that you're citing them APA reference style. Many people were docked points for either not being APA style, not having in-text citations. I did not dock for quotes this time. I will this time. So please make sure that you're just putting things into your own language and that you've put thought and effort. Remember, these might be small, but they're formal papers. Okay, for the most part, I really liked what I saw with step 1, and so definitely take a look at my feedback on that. I think it's pretty self-explanatory here. You really also want to be thinking about that this paper that you are constructing is in its own self-inclusive, okay? And so you don't want to write this paper like I already know something, or that I've gone and read your journal, or, I already know what you're working on and how you're solving it, because all of those connections are not made when I'm reading this paper. This should be standalone, if that makes sense. Okay, and so it's completely laid out here for you. This is due by the end of week 14 at midnight, like all of the rest of our assignments. In addition, I will go ahead and show you that you already have step 3 in here as well. Feel free to take a look, kind of take a look ahead. We will talk about this. But if you kind of want to know, right now there are only 2 parts really left outside of you actually doing the work in this signature assignment. If you look under weekly folders, you'll also see that week 15 is here for you as well. The only thing that you're waiting for is the week 15 activity, which I haven't put in there yet. But I did also put another reminder in here that you may want to start looking at starting your final paper. All right. Well, I hope you're having an excellent break. Feel free to email me with questions, and I will see you when you get back from eating a bunch of turkey.